guys, welcome back to my channel. This is the life of Coco. So I had several questions regarding the visas I used in coming to Malta. So because I did not have the full details of this, I had to invite my guys, the men in my life. So they will be answering the questions concerning the visas we use to Malta. So here on my right, I have my husband.
Hi, Israel.
Yeah, and I have my husband's friend.
Imo.
Yeah. So they'll basically be giving you details concerning the visa and how to apply for one if you want to move from Lagos to Malta. So first of all, we used a visa called Nomad visas. So because I do not have full detail, that is why they're here to answer my questions and your questions. So concerning the Nomad visa, what exactly is the Nomad visa?
Okay, so the Nomad visa is a visa given to people that work remotely. If you work remotely for a company that is outside of your country, according to the website of the Maltese residency, the residency department of Malta, if you work for a company outside of your jurisdiction, you then qualify to be a digital nomad.
Oh, okay. So the Nomad visas is for digital nomads. That is basically not just techie YouTubers and content writers can also apply for this Nomad visa. So for the eligibility, who are eligible to apply for this Nomad visa?
Oh, okay. First of all, you need to be working for a company outside of Malta, like you earlier said. But you need to be earning a certain amount of money. So the list is 2,700 euros, which is if you're applying alone. But if you're coming with family, you need to have like an extra, let's just say 300 euros per person. And apart from that, you just need to meet the other criteria that's in every stage, and you're done. It's quite easy.
Oh, okay. So basically, we use the Nomad visas, and it's not just for tech people. You can be a content developer, a writer, YouTuber, and to be eligible to apply for this, you have to meet the criteria which they have on their website. That's the Nomad visa website.
Yeah.
So basically, for anyone trying to apply for these visas, I'm going to drop a link to the Nomad visa, how to apply for it on the description below. Basically, why did you guys choose Malta? Yeah, who wants to go? Who wants to go first?
Okay, basically, I wanted the opportunity to travel. And I wanted the opportunity to do this traveling without a lot of stress. So Malta offers you this Nomad visa, and they don't really require a lot from you. And when you get to Malta, basically you can have access to other European countries. You could travel.
Oh, okay. So
Okay, for me, I chose the Nomad visa because of the process. The process is easy. You don't need to meet anyone. You don't need to go to any embassy. The process is just simple. Everything is done over email. So when I was looking at the criteria for other countries, I noticed that this one was kind of the easiest of them. So I mean, why not?
well, I think when they brought up the idea of coming to Malta, mine was, oh, an island. So basically, there are other places where you can go if you do not want to come to Malta. There are places like Portugal, France, where else, guys? Estonia, Germany. So if you want to use the Nomad visa, depending on what you want exactly or what location you're looking at, you can actually go to other European countries. For eligibility, you have to be an African, right?
Yes, on the website, they are actually looking for people that are coming from outside of the EU. Yes. Targeting mostly Africans. I don't want to say West Africans, but let's just say Africans, but you must be coming from outside of the EU. Yes.
Concerning the Nomad visas, yes, when you get to Malta, do you get like a permit or like depending on what you're going for exactly? the permits you have when you get to Malta is still under the Nomad visa criteria, or will I say what's the word now? Benefits.
Okay.
Yeah. Does it cover under the benefits?
Well, for the type of visa that you have, like the digital nomad visa, is different because you're it's like almost like a long-term tourist visa, I would say, because you're not eligible for free healthcare, like if you're under, because you're not paying taxes here, and you can't work for a Maltese company. If you have to do that, you might have to change your permits to a different kind of. It's still a residency. It's not a visa per se because you have the residence card, unlike the visa that's on your passport. So I call it a residency, but it's almost like a long technical residency.
So, if you say benefits that this Nomad visa has,
yeah, it gives you access to all the Schengen area. So it gives you the ability to travel. So if you had something to do in, let's just say, a country like Germany, which it's not so easy to get their visa, it's just best to just have this and to just take it. It gives you access to almost all the countries.
oh, okay. For the application for the Nomad visas, how long does it take to get a response back and actually decide that you're going to be traveling?
Okay, for me, the entire process took 5 months. From January to May, I had gotten everything I needed to get, and I was off by May.
So basically, the application takes 5 months to get like a valid response and decide that you're going to be moving to Malta with the Nomad visa.
Well, yes, I would use my 5 months as a minimum period.
How long did you take?
Yes, might take about 5 months to say it took a little bit more because there were some complications towards the end with the passports and still, so that gave it an extra 2-3 weeks.
Okay, so basically, to go through the route of the Nomad visas, and you're thinking about how long the duration you're going to be getting, so that you move to these places. He said he used 5 months, and we used 5 months. So basically, you can be looking at 5 months to move to Malta or Portugal or France or wherever you want to use the Nomad visas to. For the let's say if you want to think about the Nomad visa as a whole. You said a tech person can use it if you're working remotely. That's for eligibility. How much does the visa itself cost?
Okay, that's a tricky question because it's relative. For things like you have to get temporary accommodation, right? You can't. There's no fixed price to that. You can choose to get one of 400 euros, can just to get one of 1,000 euros. It's a choice. But the prices of things that are.
No, I mean like the visa itself.
Okay, the visa itself. Yeah, that's 300 euros per person,
including a child, an infant.
Yeah, for the first week, like my case, my wife and my daughter, we had 300, 700 for residency Malta, and then it was time for the visa process. There was an exemption for the child, so it was 600 that I ended up paying. So it's 900 plus 600. That's 1,500.
That's for the whole application.
Yes, what you're paying to.
Okay, so you would be paying 1,600 for a child, 2 adults and a child.
Yes.
That's 300 euros each for an individual if you're going to be applying for the Nomad visas. So guys, for the stages at which you're going to be applying for these Nomad visas, what are the stages that you should be looking out for?
Okay, so piggyback on what Imo said, there are 3 stages I would say in my process. Stage 1 was the application process. That process cost 300 euros per human being. Specifically. So it's per human being because even if you have a 2-day-old kid, that's still 300 euros. So at that particular point, you're going to go over to the form section of the Residency Malta website, download the application forms. The application forms would come with your letter of intent. It would come with all the pages of your international passport. You have to scan them and send. You do this for everybody that you are applying for. You'd send your CV, which is the CV of the main applicant. You are also going to need a letter of intent from the main applicant. You're also going to need a letter from your place of work. This is for the main applicant.
That's the stage one.
Yes, this is stage one. Yes, you're going to require. They'll require a letter from your place of work saying how much you earn and that you're currently a staff of this space and or company. And then you would then send this via email. Everything happens via email, and they're pretty much responsive. And then yes, you send this via email, and then they will get back to you, telling you that they've received your application and you need to pay your application fee per person, and they would send you an account number. Bear in mind, Residency Malta, usually they like to attach time. So they will tell you in 30 days, if you don't do this, sorry, you'll retract or stop your application process. Yes.
So you're saying once you start, there is no going back?
Yeah, any delay you do, they would always send you a mail telling you that you have the power to revoke everything they started.
Okay, so it's time conscious.
Yes, it's time bound. Everything's time bound. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
First stage, you need to reply in 30 days, which is pay all the money and that they require of you in 30 days. If not, your application will be cancelled. That's stage one.
Okay. Do you want to talk about the second stage?
The second stage is once you've made your payments, like I said, you finish submitting everything, they send you make your payments. Once you make the payments, they're going to send you an approval in principle. That's if everything, obviously they ask you to pay money, everything is okay, let's charge you bill. But you still have to do that approval in principle, which you now have to, you'll tell you to get insurance, health insurance, and to get temporary accommodation. Right, that's just to ensure that when you come, you have a place to stay and obviously you're sure that you're not come and disturb the transport system. So you just have insurance to take care of it when you get there.
So basically, the second stage is that you have to have accommodation. You have to show like you have proof of accommodation.
Yes, you have to get an accommodation. Most of the time it's Airbnb. It has to be for 1 month. Yeah, that's something that's means that one. It has to be for at least 30 days stay. So you can't do for 1 week. It has to be for the complete 30 days. And you have to get your health insurance that covers you for 1 year, for your entire stay, which is 1 year. And when you do that, you submit it to them, and you wait to get the final approval.
Okay, this is just a bonus to you guys. For the health insurance, which companies offer this?
In my case, I use Safety, but I think it's stopped. They stopped accepting Safety because it's a monthly payment. So you just have to. The best thing to do is just to go to Atlas, Malta Atlas, because they are sure it's in Malta. There's no way they can check.
Well, Atlas is in most of the countries too, yeah?
Yes, sure.
Well, I don't have that information. I'm sure it's in Malta.
So we use Atlas, yes?
Yes, we use Atlas, yes.
Okay, so first stage is what?
Application stage.
Application stage. Then second stage is where you show proof of accommodation and health insurance. Then the third stage is what exactly?
So the third stage is your visa stage. At this particular point, you have gotten the final approval. So they will then shift you to the visa guys. These are people you have to take seriously so that they will not play temple run with you. Okay, so at this stage, this is going to cost you another 300 euros each for applicants that are adults. I had an infant. My son wasn't up to 12 months at this particular point, so he was exempted from these 300 euros. But for myself and my wife, 300 euros each for the visa application. So they would send you an email with a link, and you're supposed to go to that page, fill the information on that page, and then download forms. The forms that you download are basically your visa application forms. You fill them up, and then you would attach your international passport. You would also attach 2 passports of yourself and every applicant. It's important that they are white background. If it's not white background, you get a rejection. So Residency Malta will also, the visa office would also send you postal papers for whichever postal service they decide to use. In my time, it was UPS. And then you then take your passport, your international passport, your passport photographs, and the visa application form that you filled, put it in an envelope and send it to Malta using UPS, in my case. This delivery, depending on the delivery company that is used, usually takes 14 working days. Right? Yeah, it usually takes 14 working days from when you send it to when they respond back and send your documents back to you. Yes?
Usually,
yes. So when your passport comes back, your passport usually will come back with your visa attached to it. But bear in mind that you need to be ready to travel because first of all, they would require that you send them your plane tickets. So they require that you have booked a flight already for everybody. So they would require your booking receipt, and then they would also it just ran out of my head. they would require for your flight booking. Your flight booking. Yes. So usually
accommodation as well.
Accommodation was gotten to your second stage. Yes.
Okay. So basically, these 3 stages are what you actually have to do before you move to Malta or any other Schengen country. Yes.
I would not say any other Schengen country. This is specific to
Malta. Okay. This is specific actually to Malta. So you have 3 stages where you have to think about. Before you even apply, you have to think about if you actually want to move. Because once you put your money, you cannot take it out. And there is no refund. So this is basically the 3 stages. If you have any questions regarding any further thing concerning the Nomad visas, you can always ask in the comment section. I think we basically covered most of the
There's one final stage.
Oh. It's actually 4 stages.
Yes.
Okay.
The
bonus stage.
So the final stage basically is the data verification stage. So you have arrived in Malta.
Yeah.
And now you need to go to, obviously there's also an ultimatum as well. So once you get into Malta, you have to do this within at least 5 days of getting into Malta. They would, yes, so they would book an appointment for you. You're supposed to go to the office, Residency Malta office at Kwame. You're supposed to Olmi. Yes, I'm still getting my accent going. Yeah, so you need to go to the Residency Malta office. They would do data capture, and then they would tell you to come back after 2 or 3 weeks to get your residency card. It is important that you have an accommodation before this residency card comes out. In fact, the residency card will only come out when you have an accommodation, a long-term accommodation in Malta. That's probably going to be maybe something you talk about some other time.
Yeah, I'll probably talk about that. If you even want to know about it, just leave a comment and I'll get back to you. So basically the Nomad visas is in 4 stages, and yeah, that they've said everything concerning the Nomad visa. Am I missing anything?
Apart from just come here and just have fun.
Yeah, so if you have, or if you want to have lots of fun, the island is big enough for you. You can go sea diving, skydiving, anything you want to do. Parasliding.
Yes, I think.
Yes, parasailing and all that, you can do it in Malta. So we use the Nomad visas to come to Malta, and you have, I think it's for 3 years, or you can always renew. You can always renew as long as you want to for 3 years.
For 3 years, yeah.
Yes, so basically the Nomad visa, you can use it for 3 years and you renew every year.
Yeah, for the 3 years.
For the 3 years. And you have to have an accommodation, a long stay accommodation to have the residence permit, right? Yeah, so basically guys, that is all for the Nomad visas, and thank you guys for actually agreeing to do this with me, because it took balls and dragging and movement to get them here. So guys, thank you very much. I really appreciate you guys for coming to my show or my podcast or my little thing here. So guys, if you want to know anything concerning movement to Malta or any other thing regarding the Malta movement, visas, accommodation, just leave a comment and I'll get back to you guys. Please do not forget to like, subscribe, and also share. There are so many people looking for opportunities to travel, and this can be a good opportunity for them and for them to move to a different location aside from their main country. Thank you guys, and much love from you guys. Bye.